Let's get real for a minute. We all know that manners matter, but sometimes, what we call being polite goes way beyond just saying please and thank you. It becomes something deeper, something that shapes how we see ourselves and how we interact with the world. Have you ever noticed how often people apologize for things that aren't even their fault? Like when someone gets bumped into on a busy street, and instead of the person who did the bumping, it's the one who got bumped who says, "I'm sorry." Or maybe, you've seen someone in the office corridor apologizing for a mess they didn't make, just because it feels easier than confronting the awkwardness. Or think about that coworker who always says sorry when the printer jams, even though they had nothing to do with it. It's almost like apologizing has become a reflex, a default setting for so many of us. This isn't just about being polite, it's a deeply ingrained habit that can be hard to break. It's something we pick up over time, sometimes without even realizing it, and it starts to seep into every part of our lives. Over-apologizing isn't just a quirky personality trait, it's an automatic response, a way of moving through the world that can feel almost impossible to control. You might find yourself saying sorry for the smallest things, like handing someone a coffee or taking up space in a crowded room, without even thinking about it. When you apologize for simply existing, or for someone else's bad mood, you're sending a powerful message, one you might not even be aware of. It's like you're saying, please don't be mad at me, I'll do anything to keep the peace, even if it means putting myself last. Over time, this teaches the people around you that your needs are always secondary, that you're willing to take the blame just to avoid conflict. It's a pattern that can leave you feeling invisible, unheard, and undervalued. This isn't really about good manners at all, it's about misunderstanding your own worth. When you constantly apologize, you start to believe that you're always in the wrong, even when you're not. Over-apologizing is often a cry for safety, a strategy you learned, maybe as a child or in a tough environment, to avoid conflict and keep the peace. It's a way of protecting yourself, of trying to control how others see you. But here's the thing. What once protected you is now holding you back. It keeps you from speaking up, from setting boundaries, and from truly being yourself. It's time to pause and recognize where this habit comes from. When you understand the roots of your over-apologizing, you can start to break free from living on autopilot. You can begin to choose your words and actions more intentionally and reclaim your sense of self-worth. You deserve so much more than a life spent apologizing for who you are. You deserve to be heard, respected, and valued. Let's break the cycle together and start living with confidence and authenticity. Nobody is born an over-apologizer. This is something we learn as we grow. When we enter the world, we're free from the burdens of guilt or the need to say sorry for simply existing. Babies and young children move through life with curiosity and confidence, not yet weighed down by the expectations of others. But for many, growing up in a tense or unpredictable home changes that. If you often felt like you were walking on eggshells, you learned to keep the peace by making yourself small and quiet. You might have watched arguments unfold, feeling powerless to stop them, and so you found ways to avoid becoming a target. In those moments, apologizing became your shield. It was a way to deflect anger, to soothe tension, and to avoid triggering disapproval. Saying "I'm sorry" was less about admitting fault, and more about trying to stay safe, to keep the peace in a world that felt unpredictable. Over time, this survival strategy became automatic. You didn't even have to think about it. Apologizing just happened, a reflex you carried into new situations, even when the original danger was long gone. But now, as an adult, your boss isn't your critical parent, and your partner isn't your unpredictable sibling. The people around you aren't the same ones who made you feel unsafe. Still, your brain is running an old script. Danger, apologize, and retreat. It's a habit that once protected you, but now it can hold you back, making you feel anxious or unsure even when there's no real threat. It's important to remember, this isn't your fault. You did what you needed to survive. That instinct was a smart way to cope with a difficult environment. But now, as an adult, you have the power to rewrite that script. You can pause, reflect, and choose new ways to respond. You can learn to recognize when you're apologizing out of habit, not necessity. Recognize that your habit of over-apologizing was about survival, not about being polite or considerate. The danger you once faced has passed, and you are safe now. You have the power to interact with the world in a healthier, more confident way. You can set boundaries, express your needs, and trust that you deserve respect. Taking back control starts with understanding this truth. By recognizing where your habits come from, you can begin to change them, and step into a life where you no longer have to apologize for simply being yourself. Over-apologizers are emotional detectives, always scanning for signs of trouble. This hypervigilance is exhausting. Your nervous system is always on. When someone's quiet, you assume it's your fault and rush to apologize. You're not just having conversations, you're monitoring for disapproval. This robs you of authenticity and presence. Empathy is a gift, but when driven by fear, it becomes a liability. Hypervigilance keeps you trapped in anxiety and self-blame. The goal isn't to stop caring, it's to stop making others' feelings your responsibility. Learn to turn down the internal alarm. Trust that you can handle discomfort without apologizing for it. That's how you reclaim your peace. Hyper-responsibility is believing you're responsible for everyone's feelings and outcomes. You become the fixer, carrying emotional weight that isn't yours. This drives the apology habit. You assume you're at fault whenever someone's upset, but you're not that powerful. You can't control how others feel. Their emotions are their own responsibility, just as yours are yours. Apologizing for their mood robs them of autonomy and burdens you. It's time to put that weight down. Draw the line between what's yours to carry and what isn't. Your job is to act with integrity and own your real mistakes, not to manage everyone's emotional state. Releasing hyper-responsibility frees you to be an equal partner, not an emotional janitor. Let others handle their own feelings. Every unnecessary apology chips away at your sense of self. You start to see yourself as a burden, pushing your needs and opinions aside. You become a chameleon, blending in to avoid conflict. Sorry to bother you. Sorry, this might be a stupid question. You apologize for having needs. Over time, you internalize the message that you're not worthy. This leads to shrinking yourself, hoping to avoid anyone's anger. It's emotionally exhausting and breeds resentment. You're not a doormat, but you're lying down to keep the peace. It's time to stop shrinking. Your voice, questions, and needs matter. Start asserting yourself, state your opinions, ask for what you need, and let yourself be seen. Practice being unapologetically you. That's how you reclaim your life. Over-apologizing isn't weakness, it's a survival skill you developed in tough times. Apologizing was your shield, your way to stay safe in chaos. It worked when you needed it most, but now you're still carrying that shield, even though the danger is gone. Your brain's threat system is firing off false alarms. You're using a wartime strategy in peacetime. It's time to honor that shield and set it down. Recognize this habit comes from strength, not flaw. Look at it with compassion, not shame. You're a survivor, and now you can learn new strategies for a safer, more authentic life. You don't need to apologize to feel safe anymore. Awareness is the first step to change. For a week, track every time you say, "I'm sorry," and why. Notice the patterns. Are you apologizing out of anxiety or real fault? This data is eye-opening. Next, practice the power of the pause. When you feel the urge to apologize, stop and breathe. Ask, is an apology truly needed, or am I just uncomfortable? Learn to tolerate the discomfort of silence. Most of the time, nothing bad happens if you don't apologize. By pausing, you retrain your brain to handle awkwardness without self-blame. You're teaching yourself that you can survive discomfort. This is how you break the reflex. Change starts with a pause. When you stop over-apologizing, your relationships become more honest. Appeasement hides your true self and blocks real connection. Replace apologies with direct, confident communication. Say, "I have a question," instead of "sorry to bother you." Thank people for listening instead of apologizing for speaking. This shift shows you value yourself, and others will too. When you stop taking the blame, others take responsibility for their own feelings. Relationships become healthier and more balanced. Confidence and authenticity are attractive and contagious. Some people may be surprised, but the right ones will respect the real you. Stronger, more genuine connections are the reward. The goal is to give yourself permission to exist, fully and unapologetically. Imagine what it feels like to wake up each day knowing you don't have to shrink yourself or apologize for simply being who you are. This is about embracing your presence in the world, not just quietly existing, but living out loud, with confidence and authenticity. You have a right to take up space, to have needs, and to make mistakes along the way. Every person you see walking with confidence has, at some point, questioned their worth. But the truth is, you are allowed to be here, to want things, to stumble, and to learn. Your journey is uniquely yours, and you don't need to justify your existence to anyone. Your existence is not an inconvenience, you are not a disruption or a problem to be solved. The world is richer and more vibrant because you are in it, bringing your own perspective, energy, and light. Even in moments of solitude, your presence matters. This journey is about reclaiming the parts of you you've hidden away, the dreams and quirks you thought you had to suppress. It's about letting sunlight into the corners of your soul and allowing yourself to be seen, even by yourself. Journaling, reflecting, and opening up to your own truth are powerful acts of self-acceptance. Imagine moving through your day without feeling you're doing something wrong, without the constant pressure to apologize for your choices or your presence. Picture yourself at ease, grounded in the knowledge that you belong wherever you are. It starts with small choices. Say thank you instead of I'm sorry, sit with silence, and stand tall. These little shifts in how you interact with the world build a foundation of self-respect. Each time you choose gratitude over apology, you reinforce your right to exist as you are. The new safety comes from self-worth, not invisibility. When you honor your own value, you no longer need to hide or blend in to feel safe. You can show up fully, knowing that your worth is not up for debate. You can handle disapproval. Your value isn't tied to constant approval. Not everyone will understand or agree with you, and that's okay. True freedom is knowing you can withstand criticism and still remain true to yourself. The right people will love you more for being real. Authenticity attracts genuine connection. When you show up as your true self, you invite others to do the same, creating deeper, more meaningful relationships. Wake up to your right to be here. Each new day is an opportunity to claim your space, to breathe deeply, and to remind yourself that you are enough, just as you are. You are not a burden or a problem. You are a person worthy of love, support, and understanding. Let yourself receive kindness from others, and offer it to yourself as well. You are worthy of being seen and heard. Your voice matters, your ideas matter, and your presence makes a difference. Don't be afraid to share your thoughts and let your light shine. Take up more space, speak clearly, and hold your head high. Live unapologetically. You've earned it. The world needs the real you, not a smaller, quieter version. Step forward with courage and embrace the freedom of being unapologetically yourself.